Well, back to Twin Terror. I'm David.
And I'm Gary.
And Gary's going to tell us what we're reading on because I don't know what it is.
Okay, so there was an article I saw out today that says basically Republicans are ridiculing the No Kings protests or rallies, if you will. And there was a poll that shows Americans aren't laughing. So,
Your mom.
Trump and the Republicans have been trying desperately to minimize the rallies, the No Kings rallies that occurred. They're trying to minimize, trying to marginalize it, and trying to dismiss it. And they've come up with several different themes that they're testing to see if they throw it against the wall, if it'll stick. This is kind of what they do, right?
Yeah.
So here is a incomplete list of things that they have said or accused. That the protesters were extremists. The protesters were paid. That these protesters will be violent and there will be violence at these rallies. The protesters hate America.
Yes.
The No Kings protest doesn't make any sense because Trump was democratically elected and he sometimes works with Congress. That one just made me chuckle out loud. The fact that they had to point that he sometimes works with Congress, right? So how
you have to remind people that happens every once in a while.
To me, it's just like,
as opposed to scribbling out executive order after executive order by decree. You mean like kings do? Yeah, I get it.
That was the best one, I thought.
The arguments, you're really helping yourself there, Exactly. Dig a little deeper.
They're not representative of this country. I just thought of one. Fox News was accusing the protesters of just being angry white people. And it's just like Fox News cannot have it both ways.
So Fox viewers were protesting. Come on.
Exactly, right? And then the protesters' messages are the complete opposite of what America was founded upon.
Yeah, that's it.
The literal No Kings March protest.
Let's play that Schoolhouse Rock jingle in the background.
No kidding, right? I mean, they're protesting that. They're protesting, deporting people without due process because
exactly.
Immigration and due process under the law, those weren't founding cornerstones of this society.
Assaulting the Constitution and amendments in the Constitution.
Just
cool story, bro.
I'm going to let Dave made a couple of comments when we were talking about this earlier. I'm hoping that your comment comes up because it really does describe the people that are buying this crap. Okay, because there's 3% of the people in these polls that align very well with MAGA. Okay, so there was a poll that came out. That was, let me see if I can find the name of it. It was a survey by the Public Religion Research Institute, which that kind of gave me the willies when I saw that. Okay. But the questions they asked were great because there was no middle ground. There was no middle ground to stand on. You had to pick a side, right? And here are the questions.
Can't both sides the question?
You cannot
give an example of one of the questions asked and the potential answers.
Okay, so here are the two questions. Question one, and here's your choices. That Trump is a potentially dangerous dictator whose power should be limited before he destroys democracy. That's choice A. Choice B is Trump is a strong leader who should be given the power he needs to restore America's greatness. And the people who took the poll chose the dictator option by 56% to 41%. So 56% feel that Trump is a potentially dangerous dictator. 41% say he's a strong leader. Now that comes out to 97%.
Right. And it just shows you that 41% of the population are basically MAGA. and 3% of the population, they can't be bothered. They're not. They just sit around and eat paste.
Yeah. So, and of course, that cracks me up when Dave comes up with the eating paste comment. And then they asked the second question. The same poll showed a 54% majority sided with the view that Trump is waging an assault on the constitutional balances in the rule of law. 54% of the people said, yeah, we agree with that. The alternative question was that Trump is creating an overhaul of federal government that is long overdue correction of disastrous policies. 43% said that. So that's 97%. So guess what? 3% who are
still eating paste.
Still eating that paste. So
well, it's funny that it wasn't 56, 56, 41, 41. Is some people see him as being a threat to the Constitution and democracy, but he is overhauling the government, a much needed overhaul of the government.
Yeah, so that's a good point. There's people recognize that the government needs to be overhauled, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, but he's being a dictator while doing it.
Yeah,
it's not because he's a strong leader; it's because he's a dictator.
He's a tater, all right.
So this is kind of part 3 of the No Kings rally. So to me, I found it very insightful. The first question that MAGA sees Trump as a strong leader who needs basically whatever powers he requests in order to make America great again.
Propaganda is such a strong drug.
Oh my gosh. Because it's one of those things. If you just step back and turn the volume down on Fox News and look outside and see what's happening, it's like, this is not democracy. Democracy isn't shutting down First Amendment freedom of speech, shutting down the freedom of assembly, shutting down dissent just because you don't like what they're saying. There's so many assaults on the Constitution and assaults on our rights. That's not a strong leader. A leadership situation is where people have a choice whether to follow you or not. This isn't a leadership situation. This is a dictatorial situation. You will do what I tell you. And if you don't do it, I'm going to basically either throw you in jail or have you detained and, or thrown in jail and kicked out of the country without any kind of due process.
But first, we're going to have you take a very polarizing poll to see where you stand.
Yeah. One of the criticisms in the article about the poll is, you maybe you don't like Trump, but you think some of the things he's doing are okay. But it doesn't give you that island to stand on. You have to pick.
Right.
Is he a dictator or is he a strong leader? Pick your side.
Yep.
So they may recognize that he's being a bit of a dictator, but I kind of agree with some of the stuff he's doing, which is probably that 2% of people who think
exactly.
Overhaul.
He may be a dictator, but he's my dictator.
Yeah,
that's pretty much where MAGA should be.
God. But the gifts that Trump has given us is he has definitely shown us that Congress is broken, the Supreme Court is broken. It is time that we start overhauling this shit, but not in the way he's doing it.
What language?
I know. Sorry for those of you who have sensitive dispositions.
You've offended me. I'm going to have to demonetize it for your potty mouth.
Yeah, exactly. Well, the good news is, there's no one around that could leak that information.
That on the next expose.
Yes, exactly. That
10-part New York Times expose on your sordid life.
Yeah, because we are in a no mole zone.
Exactly. Mole, mole, mole.
Okay, so anyways, I want to take a look at the energy of this. I need to change my my name because I missed a letter. There we go. That makes it better.
Not mole. Oh God.
Okay, so let's take a look at the energy around this poll. So for me, it was very insightful because it's like now I kind of understand what they think they're supporting here, because I just frankly couldn't understand it. So let's just take a look at the energy of the poll, and just see what Spirit wants us to know about this. There we go. Okay, Foundation is the Queen of Swords. Okay, Gary, now you know the truth. You were given option A or option B. No both sidesing this. This is where you have to show where you stand. And people are showing where they stand. The challenge is, how do you bring these two groups together? Because you've got 56%. I forget the exact percentage. I'm sorry. My phone just powered down. As I scroll through the phone. Oh, I missed it. 56% think that he's a dictator. 41% he's a strong leader. 3% are eating paste. How do you bring these people together? How do you get them to agree? It seems, and ironically, the common ground we have found is that both sides don't like pedophiles.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a shame we have to go that low.
Hell of a bar to set.
But hey, at least we found it, right? We found the lowest common denominator. The energy underneath it is, somehow we need to start coming together and and listening to each other and understanding where everyone's coming from. And maybe going after pedophiles is kind of a step in that direction.
You're saying go after pedophiles like a team building event?
Yeah, exactly.
Got it.
In the past, you've got the Nine of Cups. Basically, one side being very pleased with how the election results came out. We're going to make America great again. Current energy is the King of Cups, sitting back and watching how America is being made great. This is the King of Cups is really the mastery of emotion, but he's out on an island. And, to me, I am absolutely perplexed by this card, because it just doesn't seem to fit our current situation at all, because the passion is running high on both sides. Maybe the current energy was, we need to calm the hell down. Overarching energy, Six of Swords. There you go. It kind of in the theme. It's time to move away from this turbulence. Time to calm the hell down, move away from the turbulence, and let's find a calmer place to be. Lesson to be learned is the Moon. There's a lot of confusion. There's a lot of misrepresentation of facts. And we don't know what the path forward is going to be. I think Libby has pointed out in the past, the thing is, the sun is also there. So once the moon sets, the light will shine and it'll be very clear to us. But right now, we just don't know what that path forward is. Outcome is the Queen of Wands, but we're going to need to start taking some actions. Actions need to be taken. But it seems to me it's like we need to do a better job of listening, a better job of trying to work together, a better job of trying to build some relationships. It's really damn hard when 41% of the population thinks that Trump's a strong leader, yet somehow he got 50-odd% of the vote. So, now you've got a minority of people ruling over the rest of us.
Well, it's they're nowhere in that poll that you just mentioned did they say that those were people who voted.
That's true.
There's an assumption there.
Good point.
Could be that a lot of people don't like Trump and they just couldn't be bothered to vote because, literally fully a third, or if not 40% of the country didn't vote in the last election, or typically don't vote in elections.
Yeah, that just boggles my mind.
People abdicating their responsibility.
Yeah. Thanks a lot. Thanks. The rest of us now need to suffer.
I'm not sure where to go with this.
Why don't you just do a general energy? Maybe how this looks in the future, for example.
Yeah, that's kind of where I was going with it. It's like when the Epstein files are released, if they were to redo this poll in sometime in the future and ask the same people the same questions in retrospect, how might things have changed? What revelations will people come up with after the Epstein files are released? Judgment. Well, they're going to rush to judgment here, and there's going to be an emotional leaving. Yeah, the cult's broken at that point, and there's going to be a celebration. It's funny, Epstein files released, people are celebrating the release. People are now leaving the cult. All this drinking deep of the propaganda. The past eight of coins, all the evidence following the money, seeing who made money off of this, who benefited from this. Yeah, so the Epstein files would be important, but it's like the money trail that has left behind for all the payments being made to and from Epstein. That's going to be the problem here. And now people are going to have to look at everybody who was involved and give very serious consideration to them, because now you know who they are. We got names and faces. The overarching energy is the two of coins. It's kind of that realization that your values have been skewed. That what you thought was good was really bad, and there's going to be a decrease in that. Look at these coin cards here.
Yeah.
So people, basically, in the future, people are going to realize that they were duped. Lesson we learned is the Chariot card, and now you've got to make progress where the black Sphinx and the white Sphinx have to work together in order to move the country forward, to move past, basically moving past this. Outcome is the Five of Wands. There probably will be a lot of strife over this. And really, it's how you direct that energy, that chaos energy that you have going on. What are you going to do when your worldviews have been shattered, and now you have to merge back into reality with everyone else?
Well, to me, that Five of Wands, that's kind of the not necessarily the lashing out, but the realization that all of these forces that you trusted so fully have been lying and misleading you.
Yeah, you're gonna be mad as a nest of hornets.
Yeah,
and that's the scary part about MAGA is they get mad real fast.
Yeah,
and they get vindictive real fast, and they have no F's to give more than anybody else has no F's to give. And right now they're directing at libtards and things like that. Imagine when they find out the betrayal is in their own house.
Right. So just how are things looking after all this is done? Just a little four-carder. How are things going to look after David's reading, after the Epstein information comes out? MAGA starts to realize what has happened to them. Five of Swords. It's I'm gathering up my swords and I'm sending the losers off. It's time to win. A peace offering will be made. The people behind the deception, we are going to beat them with sticks.
The fives are transformation cards, so there is actually a big transformation that's going to happen.
Yeah, and then the King of Cups shows up, and it's once again the emotions start to subside. We start to come together emotionally. Oh, there you go, beautiful. And underneath it is the Temperance card. The balance starts to restore. The detox process starts. That's hopeful.
It's hopeful.
Hope it's not wish casting on my part.
Yeah. Thank you everyone for watching this video and supporting our channel. I do appreciate it.
Yeah, if you like these videos, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the bell, and we'll wake you up at midnight with a new one. And if you can leave a comment if you have any idea who you think the mole might be.
Who's the person who's the entity that's releasing all of Gary's dirty laundry, air out in public.
I do have to thank that person because they make me seem a lot more interesting than I truly am.
Yes.
Even when I was young and single and living on my own, I was boring as hell because I didn't have any money to go out there and really raise some hell and really make a name for myself, as it were.
All right, who do you want to give shout outs to?
Yeah, let's give a couple of shout outs here. Let's see. Who do I got on my list here? Okay, Renee Red Noir. Hey, Renee. Ah, yes. Renee is always hard at work leaving comments. Janice, also known as Janice Outdated.
Janice Outdated. Very fast 8 of Wands.
Yes.
Very back in date. And
then we'll wrap it up with Jennifer Russell.
Hi, Jennifer Russell.
Yes.
Keep waiting, Jennifer. Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah, Jennifer Russell.
Your turn will come up soon.
I had shared that Laszlo During's where he's doing the Stevie Ray Vaughan style guitar playing covering Hotel California, which is an absolutely amazing cover. And he's got the Stevie Ray Vaughan style down really, really well. Mm-hmm. So it's she was thanking for that. And then a card for the rest of us. Oh boy, we've got the death card. Let's put an end to this nonsense.
Let's put an end to this video.
Yes, release the Epstein files. Let's get this country moving forward for the love of God and all that is holy.
All right, everyone. Have a good one. We'll catch you on the next video. Take care.
Take care, folks. Bye.